presentation skill coach and consultant, and I'm here to tell you about tips that make you the rock star of your next presentation, whether it's one-on-one or to a group, because at the end of the day, we want you to be irresistible from any kind of communication. And you might notice I'm a little windblown. And by the way, I couldn't even record because the incredible Chicago 2025 Air Show has just finished. And those Thunderbirds, oh, the Air Force, they were magnificent, except for when they flew over and everything in the building shook. It was amazing. And I started to kind of watch. It was distracting, actually, because you couldn't not watch them. And I can see them from my balcony for a little bit. But here's what I started thinking as I saw some of the precision that they were doing. I thought, my goodness, I wonder how much they have to practice. I wonder what it takes to have that level of exclusivity, of expertise. And when you think about it, so I did a little homework and I found out that it was the 250th anniversary of the Army and the Marines. And they were celebrating here, as they do every year, with the air show. And I found out that a Thunderbirds pilot has to have at least 1,000 hours of flying in a jet fighter. Now, that's just part of it. Because, you know, when they're flying billion-dollar planes like this far apart from each other, it's a little disconcerting because you can't have any kind of problem. They have 100 training flights. So the key word here is practice. That's what I wanted to get out of this. And they have to be, there's 6 months of intensive training. And here's the one that got me. They have to fly approximately 3 flights per day, 5 days a week. That's a lot of practice. Now, I realize that that's their core job, but if you have any kind of a career where you are presenting to people, whether it's in a courtroom or in front of a board of directors, how much time have you invested in advancing your communication skills? So here's what prompted me on that, because I started to do a little homework and I found out that the training ensures that pilots are proficient, both technically and cohesive, a cohesive demonstrative unit with rigorous discipline, of course, and shared commitment to excellence, known as the Thunderbird way. And they have several criteria: precision flying. Clearly, 75 feet off the ground, there's a lot of stuff. That's how they start. Learning how to navigate 75 feet off the ground. There's a lot of stuff 75 feet off the ground. You'd have to be really intense, focused, organized. Technical proficiency, of course, discipline, attention to detail, teamwork and coordination, that clearly unsaid, focus on mental compartmentalization, which means their focus has to be extraordinary. But here's the one that got me that I didn't expect. And I'm going to read it to you. It says, communication, expertly using radio communications, including tone and inflection, to maintain perfect timing and coordination during performances. I'm going to ask you, even if you've been successful for 20 years and you've been speaking in front of groups or training or giving sales presentations, how much time have you actually invested in advancing the skill set? Practice every week. You can say, oh, no, I've been doing this for 30 years. Oh, I've been doing this for 40 years. And I can't not read and learn more about what it takes to stay connected. The average attention span is 8.5 seconds, and that's just to get it. That doesn't mean to maintain an adult's attention. In order for us to stay connected, we have to be so aware, much like a Thunderbird pilot, of other circumstances, distractions, location, noise. And I'm just saying, I don't know. I wonder if we all practiced even an hour a week on advancing our communication skills, if that would not remarkably change the outcome of our relationships, of our profitability, of our sphere of influence. Communication is key. That's how humans communicate. And in Super Bloom, the new book by Nicholas Carr, he talks about how social media evolved. And he did this in 1896. Not social media technology, but social media, how we connect as we expanded. And here's the problem. We have this filter and we see through it. And that filter is based on what we know. But what if there's things we don't know? Behavioral interviewing, generational dynamics, conversational intelligence, emotional intelligence, behavioral styles, gender, ethnic limitations or restrictions. Communication is a full-time job. And if it's your job that you get paid for, even more of a reason. But more importantly, even with your family. So I would say to you, even though you may never had a goal to be a Thunderbird pilot, let's take something from that playbook. Let's take something about learning how to communicate, even with one new advancement per week, per month, if you focused on it. There's so many good books out there. You can contact me. I'll tell you about a lot of them. My favorites are all about how to connect with authenticity, transparency, that make you irresistible because people know that they're being seen, valued, and heard. I'm Terri Murphy for Communication Skill Training. Join me every Tuesday for Tuesdays with Terri, or contact me for my complimentary ebook on 10 ways to be a rock star from any presentation. Join me every Tuesday. We'll give you a new tip on how to be the best you, make you irresistible.